As a math teacher, I'm always asked, how do you study for math? I've never heard of that. What does that look like? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can study for math. But before we look at how to study for math, we have to understand why are we studying for math. I always like to compare doing math to competing in a sport. In a sport, you practice all week long, Monday through Friday, to compete for 1 hour, if that, on Saturday. With running cross country, or just doing 5Ks on your own time. You run all week. You do 6 miles, sometimes 10 miles, just to run a 3-mile race on Saturday. So why would you run all of those miles, sometimes 50 to 70 miles a week, just to run for 3 miles on the weekend? The reason is to get better, to get faster. So you want to push your body past its limits and perform at your best on the weekend. Same thing with math. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some ways that you can be successful in your upcoming big math exam, probably a final, or just some exam that you have during the semester. But here we go. Okay, so I have all of my supplies here. I have my calculator, I have my note sheet from the notes I took in class, I have my spiral for doing some practice, and I have my textbook. So what I would always do when I go to study is I take the note sheets from notes, and I give my students a blank copy of this note sheet, and then we fill all this out in class. So I'm just gonna pretend like I'm a student in my own class. So I have the note sheet here, and I'm going to then cover up the examples that we did in class with, so I'm covering up all of my work that I completed in class. So now on my note sheet, all I could see is just the problems. And then in my spiral, I'm going to just open up my spiral, and I'm going to complete the problems, those examples in my spiral. So like number 1 here, we have the integral of 1 to infinity dx over x to the 4th. So I'd solve this problem in my notes, or in my spiral here, and then I'd probably just do all 3 of these problems. I have 3 examples here covered up, so I just do all 3 of them. So number 2, number 3, I do the 3 problems, and then once I'm done, I would take the piece of paper off my note sheet, and then I'd see if I did it right. If I didn't do it right, cover back up, new piece of paper, and do it all over again. It's very repetitive, but it's reinforcement. It's running. It's doing that. It's the 6 miles every single day, or the 8 miles every single day. You're just reinforcing your muscles to get better. Same thing with math. I'm going to do it wrong, so now I'm going to do it again. If I get it wrong again, I'm going to do it again. If it takes you 5 tries, you get it right on the 5th try, great. Do it one more time just to make sure you know how to do it. What usually happens, at least for my experiences as a student and as a teacher, the notes and the homework should hopefully reflect on the exam. If you go through your notes and you can master all of these problems, be able to do it without looking at your solutions at all, you should be fine for the exam, because then you'll get to the exam and you'll be like, oh, that's the exact same problem from the notes. I remember doing that 5 times, but it's just 1/2 and not 1 to 1/3. It's just changed a little bit, but it's the same exact problem. I know how to do that. Easy. That's how you should feel when you come into the exam. So we go through our notes. I do all that. And the next step would be to go through the homework again. So I'd open up to whatever the homework page. I'm just going to open up to a random page here. What would we open up to? Applications of anti-differentiation. So let's just go to the exercise section here. So we're in the exercises. So I would just go through whatever the homework was assigned for that section. I would just redo those problems. So if I was assigned number 1, I'd do the same thing. I wouldn't look at my homework solutions or the solutions that you're provided from buying the textbook, which you should be hopefully provided some sort of solutions. But hopefully you have some sort of answers, because if you don't have answers to the homework, it's going to be really difficult to know what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. So you want to get some sort of feedback on your homework if you're not already getting feedback in some way. So you just redo the homework. Same thing. Open up to a page, do problem number 1, do it again, do it again, do it again, until you have completely mastered all of the homework. This process takes a couple days. This isn't just a Wednesday night before a Thursday morning exam. This is I'm starting Monday. I'm going through my notes on Monday. I'm mastering my notes on Monday. I'm mastering my notes my homework on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, it's focused. It's all right. I remember really struggling with improper integrals. Everything else on the exam, I think I should be okay from going over my notes, from going over my homework. I think I'll be fine. But improper integrals, that's where I struggle. That's where you focus on Wednesday then. That way you're not learning or trying to master 5 to 6, 7 sections of content the night before. Not a formula for success if you're trying to do that. So this process takes a couple days. This is something that you want to make sure you're planning out. We want to make sure that you have the time to dedicate a day to notes, a day to homework, and then that third day to just figuring out the ins and outs of what you aren't really exactly sure on at that point. But studying for math is easy. It really is. It's just repetitive. It's doing the same thing over and over again. It's making sure that you understand everything. And when you get to that exam, it should be easy. The exam day should be the easy part. It's the prep leading up to it. Just like when you play basketball or football or whatever sport you play, you practice. Practice is usually harder than the game because the games you get little breaks. You get to sit down for a couple minutes in between quarters. You have some time down. So it seems easy. With practice, you're just going 2 to 3 straight hours of nonstop, just drills and drills and drills. Same thing with math. You want to really go hard the couple days before, and then on that exam day, that should be the easy part. So again, cover up the note sheet. Master the note sheet after you've gone through all of your notes. Then start going through all of your homework again. Master the homework, and then just reinforce for that third day. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.